Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We'll wait just 2 more minutes for everyone else to join us. Okay, so it's 9:01 and I'll start today's workshop. So thank you for joining me today. We'll be covering statistics today and how to share out your issue content. So today's demo will, of course, show you how to see stats on issue. And this includes account level stats, publication level stats, and also how to download your stats from your issue account. And we'll also go into how to share out direct links in your stories in order to track that within your analytics as well. Okay. And just a little bit of housekeeping. If anyone has any questions, feel free to hit that little Q&A button here on your Zoom frame and type in your answer. Please don't enter it on the chat, as I will not be going through the chat to answer any questions you may have. And please note that we are streaming this live to Facebook and YouTube, and this webinar is being recorded. Okay, so just a little bit about the stats that you'll see on issue. So this is a general screenshot that we have here of what a normal account would look like. We're including all the publications, and you'll see here some terms that will pop up again and again. So we have impressions, reads, average read time, and clicks. So impressions are the number of times your content is being served and seen, either on an issue server or even on one of your embeds. So for example, if I landed on someone's page and they have an embed of their document on their website, but I haven't really interacted with it yet, I just only seen it, our system will actually count that as an impression. A read is when content is being opened or an action is being performed on it for 2 seconds or longer. And so that could be zooming in, that could be clicking around the document, any type of action really. We also do break that down by average read time. And clicks is the number of times any embedded links have been clicked on per page on your document. So that could be links that you have incorporated in during the design process of your document, or it could be links that you've added in after you published it on the issue. Okay, and so here we also see a breakdown of what is available to you based off your current issue plan. So our free and basic and starter users will have limited stats for the last past 30 days of your account. And this will include all publications, while premium and optimum users will have more page and content level stats, which can be simplified by a certain time period as well. You can also download the stats if you need to do any reporting for your organization. And we'll also show you what type of reading devices your readers are seeing your content from, as well as any geography analytics. So here we could see that example of the geography as well. Okay, and this is how the CSV files will look like when you download statistics from issue. Okay, so now that you I'm guessing that a lot of people have already published their document. We do have this new share module where you could share out your content directly from Issuu after you have published it. And it's usually located in the upper right-hand corner, and I'll show you how to access it during the demo together. We also do have a link to our full screen sharing option as well. And you can see here, when you are sharing out, you can always go back to your article and visual stories to share out your content. You can also take any GIFs that you have as well and download it and head over to MailChimp to start building out any email campaigns that you have. Okay, and we do have a special promotion for anyone who is new to Issuu or is on a basic account. You can receive 50% off first year on our premium annual plan. So just go ahead and head over to our sign up option and use the code Academy50 in order to get 50% off your first year with us. And here is a list of everything that comes with the premium plan. Okay, and we also do have a post-webinar survey. So please make sure to fill that out once the workshop ends. It's really important to us because it lets us know what other workshop topics you would like to see in the future. And if there's anything that you want to see that maybe we aren't currently showing you in our weekly workshops. Okay, so let's get started into our live demo. So here we are on the Issuu homepage, and I actually will kind of start off with showing you how to share out your documents directly after you have published your document on Issuu. And so everything that you'll ever find on Issuu will actually be located on this left-hand navigation panel here. So I'll press into publications. Great. And I'll press into this document here that I have up. And once I press into that, you'll see on the upper right-hand corner, there's going to be a little share module that you can use to press into and directly copy out a link that you could then use to share out to anyone who wants to read your content. And this will kind of direct you directly to that publisher homepage as well. And let me open up another example of how it would look like with ads. Okay, so this is what our basic and starter plans would look like generally when you're sharing it out directly from your browser versus our premium and optimum plan. It kind of opens up in a bigger full screen. So please keep that in mind when you are sharing out your content, which plan you currently have and what type of effect you want to give your readers. Another way of sharing as well is through these modules that we have here. So you can either share it directly through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, or even your email. And we do recommend if you are on a starter, premium, and optimum plan to use our full screen sharing option. It's a great way for you to really share out your document in a way that is a little bit more immersive compared to the other options that I've shown you so far. So this is what a full screen reader looks like. So as I'm toggling through, this is how a general presentation would look like. This is how it would look like on your direct article landing page, and this is how a full screen reader looks like. So I would say there is a major difference in the experience that you're trying to give your reader. So please keep that in mind as you're looking at the different sharing options as well. Okay, and of course, if you're kind of a pre-existing customer with us before the launch of our share module, you can always go to the left-hand side here and press into share. And you could share out any article stories that you created or the direct publication as it appears on Issuu here. And if we head into full screen sharing, again, we do have these customization options, which we do cover in our Tuesday workshop. So I won't cover it here, but if you're interested, please join us next week again. And you could go ahead and save and grab this link. Go ahead and then copy it out, share it out in an email. That's always the preferred way. Incorporate it with our GIF file as well. So if we move over to GIFs here, A common use case I see people use just for is they'll create a GIF of using any pre-existing content they have here. So I have 9 pages selected. I'll download this as a GIF file. And a lot of people, if they're a little bit more tech savvy, will take this GIF file, incorporate it in their MailChimp email or any email platform that they're using. And then they'll use the full screen reading option link and overlay that on top of the GIF, so that when a reader opens up the email, they'll see the GIF file playing, but they can press into it and then open up to the full screen reader. So just a few options for you to use, just in case you're interested in that. Okay. And if you're interested in our mobile stories, you could actually directly share out through this platform here. So you could see visual stories. And let me actually go to a document that has a little bit more. So I'm going back to the publisher homepage again, and you can always toggle back to it by pressing into this logo on the upper left-hand corner. And I'll press into visual stories from there. And you can see here, I could go ahead and press into this little share module again. And I can copy out the story as an AMP link, which is basically just a shareable link that you can post anywhere. And sharing out the AMP link is very interesting just because this is something that can be tracked within our system. So if you need to provide any metrics against how well your visual story is performing, you could definitely look at it within our statistics. And if you're looking to share out, oops, let me go back here. If you're looking to share out your document as an MP4, unfortunately, our system here doesn't give you that MP4 setting that you would have gone previously on the visual story. So all you need to do as a workaround is to press edit. And if you want to, you can make any changes you want again to your visual story from the edit screen, but you could press create story and it will take a minute or two for our system to load it. So while we wait, I would love to launch a poll just to learn where everyone learned about the workshop and what they are interested in learning in today in particular. Okay. So now our system has recreated that visual story, and I'm going to move forward with sharing it out. And you can see here again, you'll have access to downloading your visual story. So you can download it again as an MP4, share it out wherever you want. However, if you do end up downloading as an MP4, it is not something that can be tracked within our system at this time. The only thing that can be tracked within stats is if you'll copy out and share out that AMP link. Okay. And so I'll go back into the publisher homepage again. And then if you want, you can always go into your article stories and use this little share module to directly share this out. And it is trackable within our system as well. Okay. So if I go back into my homepage again, I can press into stats here. And now we could see my statistics from the last 30 days of my publication. And this is usually where our system will land by default. You can always go in and again, change it to whatever time period you want. We have this custom date here, which you could use this calendar and select whichever dates you want. You also see the different content types that you have and how they're performing. So we could see just my publications, article stories, and of course, visual stories. I'll select all 3. And on the right-hand side as well, you could see that little download icon, which you can use to download all your stats as a CSV file. And as I'm scrolling down, I could see that on March 24th, my documents had the most engagement, especially for my publications. I had 1 read, respectively, for my article and visual stories. And on my reading devices, I can see that a majority of my readers are being driven from a desktop. But the second most popular way to read any articles I have is through a tablet and 1% through phone. But maybe, for example, your articles are actually being read 86% by phone. So one thing that you want to consider is maybe I should start converting my content to something that is more mobile optimized, since the majority of my readers are coming from a mobile device. Here we have sources as well. So 82% of my traffic is coming from Issuu.com. And so people are basically being able to organically find it, or I'm just maybe sharing out this direct link to people. So they could read it by landing on my article page. And 18% are seeing my document through my embed. So embeds actually don't only include embedding your document on your website. Embeds will also include any full screen readers that you share out as well. So please keep that in mind as you're going through and reviewing your stats. And here you see as well, readers around the world. So 72 readers are coming from the United States, and then 17 readers are coming from the United Kingdom. So these would be my 2 target geographical demographics. But our system will only show you the top 10 countries. So if you feel like your document is going outside of that, you can always download your document stats, and our CSV file will show you any other countries outside the top 10 who may be viewing your content. If you want to look at your content in a more in-depth view, all you need to do is actually go into this screen here and then press into this drop down and press into any document that you have here. Okay, so you can see here is my stats for, and let me toggle to the last 30 days. Here are my stats for this one particular publication I have. If you have any publications that aren't included here, for example, maybe you have more than 10, which is what our system has here. Let me actually go back to Issuu.com to show you another page. You can always go into publications on the left-hand side, and maybe my document is way down at the bottom. Let me press into it. Once you press into that publication, you always go into stats here, and then you could kind of see the statistics from there. Okay, but now that we're here, I want to change the date range personally to maybe the last 7 days of my document. And I could see in this window here, the total and overview of how many people are getting an impression of my document and how many reads it's receiving, as well as the average read time. So on average, people are reading my document for about 7 minutes. And there was the most impressions on date March 24th, as well as the most reads. And then as I scroll further down as well, I can see that page by page analytics. So on page 4, 5, and 7, I have received 4 clicks in total, with page 4 having the most clicks. And as I scroll down here as well, I could see page by page how many impressions I'm getting, how many reads I'm getting, read time, and an average read time. So a really great question that was brought up to me last week is it possible to get more reads and impression on your document if impressions are just how many times someone is like interacting or like has seen that particular page? So yes, if you do find that you are receiving more reads than impressions on a certain page, it could be that someone has entered in your document and they're just flipping really quickly through pages. If there's flipping really quickly through pages, the reads can actually go higher than the impressions. That could be because they're flipping from maybe page 4 to 5 back and forth. You can see for average read time as well. I'm getting the most engagement on page 1, as well as page 10 here as well. For reading devices, 100% of my readers are coming from desktop. Again, knowing where people are consuming their content from is really important, as well as where they're viewing it. So 33% through embeds. I do recall sharing this particular document out through a full screen reader, and 67% through just directly through issuu.com. And I could see here 8 readers from the United States and then 1 from Switzerland. Okay, so now that I've shown you everything you would need to know to view your stats on Issuu, let me head into the Q&A to see if anyone has any additional questions they would like to ask me. Okay, so Allegra Bay asks, can you make the URL shorter before you share it out? So our system currently does not have that functionality. So what I would recommend is you could find any other platform that does do URL shorteners. Like I believe Bitly is one of the ones that I've seen other content creators use, and shorting out your URL from there. Okay, so Allegra Bay asks, I have a publication for sale. It only lets you see the cover, then prompts the reader to buy a few pages as a preview. Can you please clarify your question? I'm not quite sure what you're asking right now. Thank you. Okay. So what you can do from here is, if you're interested in learning more about Issuu, go ahead and go into our support page here, and then go into our help center. And if I wanted to learn more about statistics, for example, I can always go into stats here, and then go into tracking statistics on Issuu. And again, that kind of gives you all that basic information you need about learning how to read stats on Issuu, just in case you want to refer back to it at a later date. If this isn't the content type you're looking for, you can always type in whatever you're looking for. So maybe I want to learn more about embeds. I could type in embed and then see every single article piece related to embeds on Issuu. Great. So that concludes our workshop. If anyone does not have any other questions, oh, here we go. So Amin asked, when does the spring sale go to? And if April could not find where to apply it. So the spring sale, it depends which one you're referring to, because we are running 2 different ones at the same time, but I can grab you a link if you stay around to the 50% off a premium annual plan through the Issuu Academy. And that will run until April 23rd. Sorry about that. Let me unshare my screen really quickly. And please stay around as I grab the link for 50% off the Issuu Academy series. There we go. So I'll drop this URL in the chat, and so please press into it if you're interested in upgrading to our premium annual plan at 50%. Okay, so Allegra Bay asked, when you click on the magazine, you could see the cover, then you could see a prompt for buying. I like the reader to preview more than the cover. Yes, so you can actually certainly do that within Issuu. So let me press into my screen again so everyone can see. So for example, if you have a document for sale, so going into the publication, and I do have, I believe this one for sale here. I could go into the sell module on the left-hand side here. And on the upper part here, you could see there is an option to preview pages. So right now I have pages 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11 available for preview. So if I just remove that, this will just show the current cover page. So if I want to maybe show the first 5 pages of my document, simply just press into it and I'll highlight the 2 pages. And from there, when I publish the changes here, I could see it on issuu.com. Oh, let me actually go back here and go into the full screen reader. Generally, when our system is viewing safe mode, our system is simply just going in and seeing if there is any explicit content. It usually resolves itself within a few minutes to a few hours, depending on how the volume of publications being listed in our document. So you can see here, since the first 5 pages have been selected for preview, and then when I flip to any other page besides the ones I allowed preview, our system will actually trigger a paywall for the customer to press into. Yes. So Amin asks, where do we find it? April 23rd, can you email it? Yes, so you will receive an email at the end of the week with the 50% off promotion directly from Issuu. So please hold on when you have that. Yes, so Savella asks, did you share the link for 50% discount? Yes. So it is currently located in the chat of the Zoom panel. If you have been able to access that at the end of the week as well, we will be giving you a follow-up email with the slide deck for every single presentation I have shown this week, including the 50% off promotion as well. Awesome. So if anyone doesn't have any additional questions, thank you so much for joining me again today. And if you would love a refresher, please join me again next week for preparing and sharing out your document. All right, bye.